light simulates daylight and makes people feel more alert, which can fool them into lingering longer at tables and slot machines. Meanwhile, red light can raise our level of physiological arousal. A study has shown that people gamble more money, place more bets, and choose riskier options under red lights compared to blue. Pair that red light with fast music, another study showed, and people will bet faster on roulette. Some time ago, I found myself in the middle of this muddled-up world while covering a conference for New Scientist magazine. Giddy with jet lag and having spent the entire day in a windowless meeting room, I was desperate to spend the few spare hours I had soaking up some sunlight. It was October, which meant that the sun's ferocious heat was muted somewhat, and the desert sky was cloudless, yet the entire city seemed set up to hide this fact, with chains of underground malls linking one hotel to the next, so that you never have to step outside. Finally, I found myself surrounded by mock Greco-Roman architecture in the labyrinthine mall of Caesar's Palace, glimpsing what appeared to be daylight up ahead. My excitement was quickly deflated as I drew closer and looked up. Above me soared an impressive, yet completely artificial sky. As I slumped, defeated, next to a replica of Rome's Trevi Fountain, it struck me just how perverted our relationship with natural light has become. Our biology is set up to work in partnership with the sun. Life itself arose on Earth because its relationship with the sun was a special one. Earth's distance from the sun, not too close and not too far away, meant that the water on its surface remained liquid, whereas on Venus it was baked away, and on Mars it was locked up as ice. Sunlight-driven reactions may also have provided the molecular raw materials necessary for the evolution of life in these early oceans. Some 1.4 billion years later, tiny, single-celled organisms called cyanobacteria had evolved, which clumped together forming brilliant blue-green rafts. And though they were individually tiny, they achieved extraordinary feats, taking the sun's light and turning it into chemical energy through photosynthesis, which they stored away as sugar, thus incorporating sunlight into their very being. In the process, they produced oxygen, which accumulated and transformed Earth's atmosphere into the hospitable place we know today. Life flourished and grew more diverse, evolving and changing, until, after another 2.4 billion years, the human species branched off. As we feasted upon the abundant plants and animals and walked under the sun's rays, we too assimilated starlight into the very fabric of our beings. For every plant we ate depended on the sun's energy to grow, as did every animal. These creatures couldn't survive without eating plants or eating animals that ate plants. And as the sun's light penetrated our eyes, it changed the chemistry of our brains, tweaking pathways that control our internal sense of time. So the sun brought order to our ancestors' biochemical reactions and behaviours, and, as they looked up to the sun and at the pinpricks of light that decorated the heavens, they found that it also brought spiritual order to their lives. Little wonder then that humans have long worshipped and revered our nearest star, from the Stone Age solstice worshippers of Britain and Ireland to the Inca, who believed that they were descended from the sun god Inti. Our histories, religions and mythologies are packed with solar symbolism. Whether it's the Greek god Helios pulling the sun across the sky in his chariot, the ochre-hued sun woman in the mythology of the Aboriginal people of northern Australia carrying her torch across the sky, or the significance of light and rebirth in Christianity. This makes sense because from humanity's very beginnings, the sun has governed both our bodies and our experience of the world. To our ancestors, the daily rising and setting of the sun and the seasonal fluctuations in heat, light and food must have seemed extraordinary, not to mention life-changing. Imagine yourself a Stone Age man or woman. There are no calendars telling you what time of year it is, no almanacs to explain what's gone before. You don't know that the world is round, tilted and spinning, and that it revolves around the sun, which is just one of billions of vast fiery balls floating in a vacuum called space. And not knowing any of this, neither do you understand that the sun will continue to rise and fall each morning, and the seasons turn until, in approximately 5 billion years' time, our sun will burn out completely, but not before it dramatically expands and strips the Earth of its water, leaving a dead and barren planet in its wake. Instead, you look to the heavens and imagine a moving cast of characters, each with a story to tell. A great bear.